All right, it's ready. Let's go. Whew, that's hot, 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 hot. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. You look hungry. Let me feed you. I insist, I insist. Here, have a new episode of Snack Gladiator. Hello, and welcome back to Snack Gladiator. New background, same Gladiator. Today, I'm going to be doing a review on chocolates, specifically just one. My wife and I were just up in Burlington, Vermont, and we went to this place, very popular up there, Lake Champlain Chocolates, and I picked up I think it was 5 bars for $20. So I picked up a bunch of different ones. We have bourbon caramel, we have the crispy milk chocolate, raspberry tart, and the one I'm going to be reviewing today is the spicy Aztec. While we were up there, they had a sort of a chocolate tasting, and they kind of do like they teach you how to appreciate chocolate, check for quality, and you got to try a bunch of different flavors. The spicy Aztec was not one of the flavors they had available for us to try, but I know sometimes they have it out for sampling. They didn't have it while we were there. But the name definitely caught my attention, and they did mention it during the little tasting that they were doing. So just before we left Burlington, I decided to pick up a few different flavors, and I definitely have to try this one. And I said, this would make a good Gladiator comeback video. So this will be a classic Gladiator versus spice. I don't think this chocolate's all that spicy, but nevertheless, I think it's kind of cool. I've always thought the idea of putting spice in chocolate is, kind of interesting. Certainly not original. Actually, the Montezuma, the Aztec emperor, would make chocolate. It was very different from the hot chocolate that we know today. He would put basically it was cocoa and chili and spices into water and drink that as a sort of elixir. And supposedly he drank up to 50 cups of that a day. So he was a big fan. I guess there was something to it. So anyway, this is the wrapper here. It's very cool, kind of evocative of a sunset here. It's got this nice gradient, very, very nice. And it's a dark chocolate, 57% cacao. Given the choice, I'm usually more of a milk chocolate guy. My wife likes the dark chocolate more, but I can appreciate a dark chocolate, I think 57% is still in that zone where I can appreciate. Anything darker than that sometimes gets a little bit too much for me. I'll still eat it regardless, but I do typically prefer milk chocolate. Now, so I went ahead and opened the wrapper here. Just nothing there. It's a little, history of how we're helping the planet, all that good stuff. 1% of sales gets donated to nonprofits, so good on you, Lake Champlain Chocolates. Just gonna go ahead and throw that over there. We got our foil right here, the company name stamped on there. And you'll have to pardon me, there's a fly buzzing around here. It's summertime. So hopefully I can catch that one later. But anyway, hopefully he doesn't eat my chocolate because I'm not sharing with it. I'm not that generous. So go ahead and without further ado, we'll go ahead and open the foil here. And then I'll walk you through the different steps that they told us in the class on how you can appreciate fine chocolate. So let's go ahead and open a couple little squares right here. It's really, really good looking. You can see right there. Got the company, I don't know if you can see the company logo there, which is there it is. It's a stag, and there's LCC for Lake Champlain Chocolates. Very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and break off a square. And one thing I learned, there's actually, there's nuts in here. It's like sunflower seeds. I was not expecting that. What does the wrapper say? Actually, now that I look at it, I haven't actually looked at the wrapper. So it says, spicy cayenne pepper, crunchy pumpkin seeds. They're actually pumpkin seeds. That's interesting. I did not know that pumpkins were native to, the Central American region, but I guess so. So spicy cayenne pepper, crunchy pumpkin seeds, and cinnamon make this dark chocolate bar a true discovery. I discovered the pumpkin seeds, so very, very, very much a discovery there. It's got 2.5 servings. Serving size is 3 blocks, 190 calories, all that good stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and without further ado, let's try it. So normally, so I'm gonna go ahead and just break that. I was told good quality chocolate you should hear a snap. So let's see if that's true. I heard a snap. Did you hear a snap? I heard a snap. All right. The other thing you want to look for, again, I learned all this yesterday, so I'm now officially an expert. You want to look for a shine on there. That shows that the chocolate's been well tempered. And I don't know about you, but that looks pretty shiny to me there. And before I took the class, I used to just, bite into the chocolate and chew it like a troglodyte. But apparently it's just supposed to place it in your mouth and chocolate melts at body temperature. So just let it sit there and do its thing, which is exactly what I'm gonna do for this video. So based on what I see in the description, I'm expecting some bitterness from the dark chocolate. I'm expecting a little bit of that spice kicking in the background as it melts in my mouth, and a little bit of that cinnamon background as well. So I'm very curious, and I'm gonna put myself in the shoes of Montezuma, and minus the human sacrifice and all that, and see what happens. So without further ado, the spicy Aztec from Lake Champlain Chocolates. Here we go. So far, just getting chocolate, no spice. Okay, it's coming. As it melts in my mouth, I'm getting a little bit of that spice. Hello? Oh, okay. Getting more of that chili powder coming in. Yep. Oh, okay. Just when the chili was dissipating, it popped back in to say hello. I'm still here. Okay. The chili's starting to mellow out a little bit here, for sure. Still a little bit in the background. Nothing crazy. Not gonna need to run to get some milk. I'm okay. And meanwhile, you just have the sweetness in the background. Not getting too much in the way of the cinnamon, but we'll see if we hit those cinnamon notes towards the end there. Oh, still a little bit of chili. I thought you were done. Nope, just a little bit more. Good. And now there's that pumpkin seed in there, so I'm gonna do a little chewing. Yep. That was kind of nice. Okay. Yeah. There's a little bit of that cinnamon in the background. I'd say of all the notes, the cinnamon is probably the least prominent. So it's chocolate. You hit that chocolate note first. Because it's 57%, it's still pretty sweet. I think that puts it in the semi-sweet category. Again, another thing I learned. I was really paying attention yesterday. I wanted to get my money's worth. So you get that semi-sweet chocolate. Then you get that first. I noticed that the cinnamon and that bite kind of came in waves. So I got that first cinnamon kick, then it mellowed out, second cinnamon kick, and then towards the end I got a third wave there. So it's kind of nice. It just kind of staggers nicely, and maybe just the slightest hint of cinnamon in the background. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the pumpkin seed. Actually, this piece has a little pumpkin seed sticking out there, just because I'm not the biggest fan. Texturally, I prefer like soft creamy chocolate versus anything crunchy with like peanuts or almonds in there. But because it's just a little bit, it was actually kind of a nice little welcome variation towards the end. Just as the chocolate is almost fully melted, you still have that seed left with a little bit of chocolate on top of there. You go ahead and chew that. So it's a nice little textural variety. That was kind of nice. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of savor this piece again, or not again, this other piece, and then I'll give my final thoughts on the Lake Champlain Spicy Aztec. What a comeback for the Gladiator. This is great. I'm glad I got to come back with some chocolate. So just give me a moment here and let me gather my thoughts. Let me compose some poetry for you here. Okay. again, as I'm finishing up this second piece, that same thing again. So just as it's starting to melt, you get that first wave of chili, then it's kind of mellow towards the middle, and then towards the end, it gives you like a little refresher. That chili comes back. It's never overpowering, but I like that a lot. It reminds me almost like a Mexican hot chocolate. If you've ever had that abuela chocolate, just with a little bit more spice to it. I think I was expecting, whoa, that chili came back for just a second there. I think I was expecting it to be a little bit more cinnamon forward, kind of just like the abuela hot chocolates are. But so I think two things kind of subverted my expectations here. It's sweeter than I thought it was going to be. I guess being 57%, I guess it's still relatively sweet. So I was expecting a more bitter chocolate, but that's not really the case. And it's also a little bit less cinnamon forward. Again, I was kind of expecting like one of those Mexican hot chocolates. It's a little bit less cinnamon forward, at least for my palate. And that spice is there, but it's not overpowering. It's kind of just a nice, it's in the background, and it kind of, again, sort of hits you in a few ways. It does kind of mellow out towards the middle and then picks up again towards the end. So I think that's a very, very nicely balanced chocolate. Again, each piece has one or two little pumpkin seeds in there, which gives it a little bit of textural variety towards the end. This is a fantastic chocolate. Big fan of it. And their store, they also had a hot chocolate made with the spicy Aztec. I definitely want to try that next time I'm there. I ended up getting just a regular Americano because I needed the caffeine for the road. But yeah, next time I'm there, I'm gonna go ahead and try the spicy Aztec mocha. And if it's anything like this, it should be delicious. So this is definitely gonna get a 2 thumbs up from the Gladiator. If you're in the area, you can also get these apparently at Whole Foods. They sell them in a few different markets. We went to a Shaw's up there, and they also carried them. So I don't know if every grocery store has them, but apparently they're easy enough to find. The spicy Aztec, I don't know if that's a little bit more difficult to source, but if you can find it, definitely recommend trying it. And I can't wait to dig into the rest of their chocolates because everything I've tried from them has been amazing. Now, again, I'm a big milk chocolate fan, and I love their milk chocolate, and even all their dark chocolates that I've tried have been good. This one is no exception. So that's gonna be it for this comeback episode of Snack Gladiator. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm gonna go eat a little more chocolate and see if I can catch that fly. Catch you later.